So it's Thursday. I was actually filming it. I thought it was filming it, but I guess I didn't have memory card, so I was just talking to myself when it wasn't even filming. So it's about 1 o'clock. Just had the lunch and everything. The first thing I came in at like 9, I topped off the oil just to make sure there's no like leaks on the oil pan, and there's absolutely none, which I'm really happy with. So this side was like leaking like crazy when the car first came in, and some in the front also. Like over here was the worst, but you know, I put that bolt in with a little bit of modification, so now it's completely sealed. So I don't know how it's gonna run when it's like when it goes through the filter and everything, and this oil cooler lines are questionable already. But meanwhile, I was just taking out the orders and just bled the clutch. That's why I made a little bit of mess. But over here, there's a big mess. So the power steering wasn't working, and the shop asked the owner that how to route it or whatever, and they weren't able to do it. I thought it was going to be a simple fix, but definitely there's a leak. And I guess when they found out what it is, it was too late because the turbo's on the way after installing it. So the line right there, you have to kind of tee into it or put a U line on there. What they didn't know is you could actually get to it from this side. So I'm just gonna undo this plate, try to fix the line without like taking off the whole turbo kit. You can kind of see over there where that T or what line is right there. So that's probably one of the reasons why it's kinked and not circulating. Alright, so found another issue. The power steering line was overextended. It's probably like a mile. I mean, they wrapped it around and everything, but then they decided to go around the front and come up here. I mean, as long as it's pressurized, I'll be fine, but in a way, probably something's more kinked than just that part right there, because I already see that this is empty when I kind of filled up with the power steering. So something must be kinked up front. But honestly, like I'm just really honestly done with this car. I was thinking of getting it done in like 3-4 days, and that's usually what it takes. But obviously with the turbo kit in the way, it took a little bit longer, and also the oil pan. So it's been like 3-4 business days, but the more and more problems. And I was actually trying to go to the event this weekend, and I had this car prepped. Since this car is occupying the lift, can't do anything about it. And I want to get this done first so that I can move on with that. That's right. That's the right way. But now I have to undo everything in order to just get to that line. I was going to be done, but now that I'm like looking at this, I'm a lot more frustrated, kind of getting upset about not to the owner. I mean, it's more work for me, but like I was planning ahead for the week, but I guess it may not happen. Alright, so I've been working on this car, try to get the power steering line all sorted out. It's actually better up there now, but look at this old condition, like it's all wet, and it just honestly, like I'm just so fed up with this car. Like even the header right there is missing a nut right there. I don't know if you can see it. Oh my god. Alright, so put that nut in there, and I also notified the customer that this return line may not be efficient, and the turbo could be burning oil or whatever if it's not efficient enough. Hopefully that's not the issue, but honestly this time around, even if that's the issue, I'm not going to take care of it, because literally, you know, I was only told to do the manual swap, and you know, it's just more work for me too, but you know, I have a bunch of stuff I wanted to get done. Supposedly this car was done like yesterday or hopefully today, but the way I see it is it's just gonna be dragging for a whole week. So just one by one. I'm trying to be a little bit more patient. All right, so I was just bolting up the test pipe, which I did once. It was still leaking. I was able to just put that on, and gasket looked like okay, but I had to force everything. Again, 3 different companies, products, whatever. It was actually longer for this side than this side, and also this flange had to be like clocked a little bit. So instead of just keep trying it on, and it's gonna be probably ongoing issue, I'm just gonna chop the flange and kind of clock it a little bit and tack weld it, test fit it, and weld it completely. So just have a clean cut. So this is the flange I took out. I'm sure it's with all the test pipes, but probably the issue is this with this flange right here. As you can see, it's perfectly flat. Shouldn't be like bouncing around like that. So it's probably warped, or yeah, most likely it's warped when it was getting welded. So yeah, so nothing crazy, just kind of flipped it a little bit so it actually fits way better now to the flanges. So hopefully it doesn't leak like crazy. Alright, so started up the car. I hear a bunch of leaks. I'm like, what the hell? There shouldn't be. And there isn't over here. So the leak and whatever, it's actually coming from here. You can literally put your hand here and feel, I guess this thing's supposed to be like flanged up or something, but has one bolt that's just holding on each side. Actually 2 on here and 1 missing. So I guess it's leaking from here. And I could hear a bunch of leaks coming from here. You can literally see the flex. So you can see the thing, and this thing gets me every time. So just gonna show you how the car shifts and everything. Still needs to revert it. Still needs to convert it to manual transmission map. That's why you have the check engine light for the transmission. So it's looking for the transmission. Clutch feels nice and solid. Goes in the gear, no problem. E-brake's off now. First gear. You hear that leak? That's definitely coming from that stupid yeah, I thought it was coming from this pipe here, but it's definitely coming from that the strapped, manually strapped exhaust or whatever. I don't know how that works, but yeah, everything goes in gear. All right, so hopefully this is the last time I'm gonna be underneath of this car. If you look at my hands, it's all like, has little like lashes here. It's all because of the carbon fiber stuff. I mean fiberglass stuff, that titanium stuff that's like supposedly like heat wrap. You're supposed to soak it in water and all that, but nobody did it. So that thing's just like dry and flies out everywhere. I was inhaling it. I was coughing. Yeah, whatever. What's important is it's all done. Hopefully this is my last time coming in here and do the inspection. Nothing's wrong. Once again, it's nice and dry on the oil pan side. Everything's lining up. V-band has no leak at all, like it should be. I'm just running. I'm gonna just throw this over this O2 sensor so that I can just catch it from up there. This is gonna be the reverse light. As you can see, that horrible meth line fitting, which used to go sitting right on the steering rack, right here, pinion right there. It was just sitting on there, but now it's actually over the transmission, so it's not in the way of anything. So as the positive wire that was there, also this is gonna go over the transmission as well. And no zip tie, nothing, just under the heat shield like the factory design. You don't see anything around here. You're gonna see the positive, because I didn't want to like mess with this. I mean, it was on the way. I just had to cut all the zip tie, but this is the only zip tie you use for the positive and this hose here. So now it doesn't go touch the axle. Now it goes over the drive shaft and the differential right there. So nothing is touching. Even the car is actually on the ground when it's tilted up this way. So I was under there pretty much zip tying all the sensors right there. So nothing's in the way of any of this hot side. So I'm pretty much good. Everything is done. Hopefully down here, I'm gonna lower the car. Just gonna take it outside once again. And oh yeah, one more thing. No gasket RTV gunk here. Everything kind of lines up now, especially after this is tilted. Only problem the owner has to take care of is this thing right here that's just leaking everywhere. Has no bolts, nothing lines up. And this is probably, oh my god, that's probably why. I think that was a strap, like manual strap that somebody pulls inside and it'll open up or something, I don't know. He probably has to fix the suspension because he put it upside down, or whoever put it on, put it upside down. As you can see, this side is almost closed. This is actually touching each other. It should be facing upward like that. Yeah, and everything else should be good. I mean, something I probably don't see or whatever that's probably installed wrong, but hopefully that's not the case. I'm just trying to do all the inspection so he could make down to Virginia. He's gonna do like 5+ hours of driving. Nothing's gonna fail, including, you know, what I did and what was done to the car. It's just not safe in general. So let's load the car, finally pull it out and put it on the ground. Okay, since I was doing that underneath, I'm gonna just go over what I did for the front and the top as well. So just mounted the oil cooler right here. It's bracketed now. Not gonna charge him for this because it's just, I use a stock one and basically just kind of paint it over, but it's not going anywhere. I shown this line here that was unnecessarily just like hanging right there, and also kind of repositioned it. And this thing actually had a slight leak. And again, like these fittings are like kind of finicky like that. All right, so the turbo is missing the vacuum line. It was gonna go over boost and boom. But now it's just straight to the wastegate. And I recommend it this way. It did have some true boost or something to control the boost, but I just left it over there so that he's gonna just test it out, whatever the spring that's in there. Hopefully it's just a 5 pounds or 7 pounds, whatever. And I just set up like it's gonna be whatever the wastegate spring is. Kind of clean out the line here. It was very confusing over here before. Just cleaned up. And also over here where the catch can is, kind of cleaned up all the lines so it's not gonna be moving around. You know, something I'm just throwing in just to make the car a little bit cleaner. Wish I could do something about those wires, but I'm not even gonna start it. This is not even my wire. You know, all the wirings just kind of tucked behind, so it's still cleaner than before. And also the reservoir for the clutch is actually hidden right there. So the shifter, shift knob, I rethreaded it. You know, no charge, something like this. I'm just gonna, you know, have him just take whatever he came in with. He wanted it. So to me, like to me, oh, this is annoying. To me, like short shifter is nice to have, but like leverage wise, you can't beat the stock like length and stuff. So I just kind of recommend him just stay with the stock for now, and later down the road if he wants to kind of go with the short shifter, he could, or I could have just cut this thing and made it shorter. But honestly, like this, you know, you will not miss shift and you'll not be hidden by like the knob or anything. I think this is the best setup as is. And also this is actually automatic. layout, and he had like this cover kind of like hiding. But that's probably why it looks like it's not so centered. But this is actually stock layout right now. So if he just has to buy one more for the manual with the boot on it, because I try to kind of throw in that one, but it's not getting separated, and I'll also have a use for it. So let's go for a drive. I guess I'll just show you. Again, I'm not tuning or putting this car on the dyno because it already has the tune from the turbokits.com. I still have some like stuff burning off. I really don't smell like oil burning because I didn't mess with the return line, but that's actually a good sign for the customer. Let's see how like power steering works so great. It didn't even turn when they first came here. Getting in the gear so easily. I hate that little rattle noise from that little cutout thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna go around here. I'm not gonna do any crazy pulls or anything. Again, I don't think there's issues with the motor, but since it doesn't have our tune or anything, I'm not gonna do some crazy pulls here. But it gets in all gears. Power steering works great, drives great. So it's ready to be just washed off and just bolt down everything, and that's it. Yeah, there we go.